When I was 18 years old, I started my own company selling belt buckles. I found a belt buckle online where it said "Got beer," and you could open your beer bottle on the belt buckle, which was the coolest thing I'd ever seen as an 18-year-old kid. I didn't really have the money to do any marketing, so I remember my first experience with word-of-mouth marketing was when I was at an after-ski, and I paid the DJ around 50 bucks to borrow the microphone for 15 seconds. And I took the microphone and I said, beltbuckles.com, 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 beltbuckles.com 10 times. And that was my first kind of marketing initiative. And then the first order came in, the second order came in, and a few years later I had done more than $1 million in revenue from my parents' basement. The first time I wore one piece in public, it was in the very beginning. We had only produced, I think, about 100 of them. We had a very distinct purple colored one piece. My girlfriend at the time had actually just broken up with me and I wanted some attention going out to town with the boys. So, you know, most people here in Oslo, they wear a nice shirt and a suit jacket when they go out to town. And I rolled out with a purple one piece. Of course, I didn't get into any nightclubs, but a lot of people came over to me and they said, what the hell are you wearing? And they asked, where can I buy one? And that's kind of the first time I understood that this could actually become something.
So I was studying in London at the time, and I saw what Thomas was doing in Norway. So I called him up and I said, hey, you know, Norway is a small country, let's go international. And within 48 hours, Thomas was in London with lots of boxes of one pieces, and we started setting up the international warehouse. We didn't have any money to spend on advertising back then, but what we had was loads of products. So we traveled around to universities and parties and found the coolest kids and recruited them as ambassadors. The first year we did close to $10 million in revenue, fueled by social media marketing through these ambassadors.
With Onepiece, we threw a lot of events. We have a lot of loyal fans and customers and that wanted to become a part of the brand. So at a very early stage, we created an ambassador program that we called the Peacekeepers. As a peacekeeper, you could do two main things. You could drive sales and you could help us complete small marketing tasks in return for rewards.
So the ambassadors at Onepiece grew into the thousands, and it was doing north of 15% of our revenue. So we spent a lot of time to manually communicate and engage with these ambassadors. So we built a system where we could, where the ambassadors themselves could log in, create their own codes to share and earn commission on the sales that they generated. They could withdraw their cash automatically and do little missions like marketing tasks that we created for them, where we can get them to do anything from posting on social media to come to one of our parties and so on.
First year when we launched the Peacekeeper program, the Ambassador program, we set a goal and we said that if they reach a combined revenue of $1 million, we would bring the top 10 ambassadors on a yacht trip in the Caribbean. And we never thought that we would ever reach that, but 6 months into the program, our ambassadors had reached $1 million and we were able to bring 10 of our top ambassadors on a fantastic yacht trip in the Caribbean. And that's a little bit what, you know, ambassador marketing is all about. It's creating a bit of a universe around the brand and also allowing your most loyal fans, your most valuable customers to step into the brand and become a part of the brand. So we opened a store in New York for the holiday season in 2014. The rent for this store was extremely high, so we knew that we needed to make a marketing splash to actually get our money worth. So we decided to say that anyone who came to the store the first 2 days would get $1 in store credit per 1,000 followers that they had on social media if they signed up to our Peacekeeper Ambassador program. The morning of the opening, there was a line around the block and there was, you know, thousands of people who came into the store and actually was able to, some of them, you know, got also free products. We had actually capped the maximum followers at 500,000, so you could maximum get $500 in store credit. And that day, Justin Bieber actually tweeted that Onepiece was very smart to cap their social currency at $500. If not, I would have gotten $56,000 or something in store credits. So after the store opening, a lot of news outlets wrote about Onepiece, the Peacekeeper system, and this pop-up shop in Broadway in New York. We reached more than 1 billion people with all this press, and a lot of brands started contacting us asking, hey, what is this Peacekeeper system that you guys have built? And a lot of these brands also wanted to, buy this system and get their hands on this platform, but we had of course built this into our Onepiece web shop, so we couldn't really license it out. And that's when my co-founder Ollie and I decided to start a new company called Brandbassador, where we basically took all our learnings from the Peacekeeper Ambassador program in Onepiece and create a new platform that all brands could use, and enabling customers all around the world to work with and engage with their favorite brands.
As an example on how powerful ambassador marketing can be, one of my goals was to get Onepiece into Selfridges, one of the best luxury department stores in the world. So I came there, 20 years old, knocking on Selfridges' door, hey, buy my onesies. And they're like, nah. So I turned to my ambassadors and I said, hey guys, help me out. Go to Selfridges, ask about Onepiece. As a proof, submit a selfie. And over the course of a week, we had hundreds of people go into Selfridges asking for Onepiece, and it ended up with Selfridges calling me.